Hi friends, this is Michilis. Today I am going to discuss about the story, The Fun They Had. This story has been taken from the book of class 9. The book name is Beehive. This is chapter 1. Today we are going to discuss about that story, The Fun They Had. The Fun They Had been taken from an American writer, Isaac Asimov. Isaac Asimov is an American writer, has written many science fiction and more than 500 stories. He was born in 1920 and was died in 6th April 1992. Asimov has written more than 500 stories, as you know that. His most popular stories are The Last Questions and The Fun They Had. The story, The Fun They Had. This is the story of a hypothesis of the school of future. This story was written to think about more than 200 or 300 years of the time when the school will be changed. There is no proper building. There is no people like teachers and other. In this story, there are five characters. There are three major characters in the story. One of the major characters' name is Tommy. He is 13 years of old boy. He is the son of Mrs. Jones and is the brother of Margie, an 11 years of old girl. He is another minor character of that story, and the one character name is a computer instructor or computer inspector who usually came to uh, sort out some of the problem if appeared in computer systems. Today, the story we are just going to discuss the story. The story begins with a writing of a diary by the girl Margie. When she started to write the diary, dated on 17th May, 21st 57. Tommy found a book of his grandfather's grandfather. This book was written about the school. This book was written about the school. And Tommy was reading that book very sincerely and he was amazed, he was surprised that there was a school. The school was, there's a building of a school. Students, I mean, we are students and we thousands of people, thousands of boys and girls join in that building. They learn knowledge there, they study there. Age of different groups have been sent to different building, different rooms, different classes for their studies. But that discussion was very odd in that era, in that period of the mechanical teacher. Suppose that there was no any school in that era. There is no any school in that era in future, and you have no any teacher like a people, and we have no I mean, building or schools and others. So this will be the old model of the school will be different from that of the mechanical age. In that period, Margie and Tommy both joined the virtual classes, the classes which has been completed by the video conferencing by the computer screens and other. But this the most important thing of that topic was the school, about that school. Both of the children read about that school very sincerely that there was a school once when huge number of students joined in a building, teachers taught them and others. One day, Margie had some problem in geography. She was, as usual, like other students, she was also disappointed by the geography homeworks and others. One day, she uh, thought that she had disappointed by geography because the mechanical teacher, the online applications, and other given lessons after lessons, lessons, homeworks after homeworks. She was irritating by that activities of geography and others. Some of the problem has been came from that lesson. The meanwhile, the computer is instructor, the computer inspector, they came and solved that problem. When he came to solve that problem, he also loved that boy and the girl, and both boy and the girl, and he especially also especially given an apple to Marzi and said and asked some things. So he passed few hours to resolve the problem of geography. After passing few times, this the problem of geography has been sorted out. But Marzi was just thinking that the problem of geography has been sorted out, but the exercises and other lesson homework and others shouldn't be sorted out. But after passing few hours, all the problems of that subject has been completed. But one day, she was disappointed and thought that one day when there's a problem came in history, this was taken one or more than 1 month to resolve it. But she was disappointed with that thing. Lastly, at the last but not the least, this problem of geography has been resolved, and then uh, both Margie and Tommy, they are just talking about that modern school, about that old age school, and suddenly mother, Mrs. Jones, called both of them. Please, you joined your classes. But for example, Margie's classes is just behind her bedroom. Both of them joined the classes. Margie just thought that what a time, what a fun they had when there was a school, there was a building where a lot of thousands of students came. The people like us to be the teachers there. So how much the time was entertaining. So these stories, at the last but not least, to conclude, one could think that this story is very logical, and both of them, as they went to join the classes, they will have to be discussed about the problem of mathematics, especially on arithmetic problem like a fraction and others. But they are just out of that track, and they discussing about the old school, thinking about the old school. That to conclude that topic, I would like to think that this story is totally dependent on a hypothesis of that future, and this story is written about the student of the modern time. This story is about the 21st 57, and this shows that how will the mechanical teacher, the robotic teacher will teach. This story was totally an hypothesis. After that, thank you, children. Thank you. Have a nice day. We will come and discuss you again in our next topic. Thank you.